Because the reality is, you can have whatever you want. It's literally within your design. You were made to prosper. But there are blockages, there's noise, there's chaos internally. Voices from 10 years ago, people telling you that you're not good enough for something, or an experience that you had that told you that you couldn't go that way even if you wanted to. You know, I started from zero. I had no money. I experienced the death of both my parents when I was in high school. No support system, no motivation, no discipline, no mentors or role models or anything like that. But I transformed my life. It wasn't because of a step-by-step process or a book that I read or a podcast that I watched or any of that. It was simply because I silenced everything else outside of me and I listened to what was internal. I confronted the blockages so that I could operate clearly with focus and alignment. I have made my childhood dreams my reality, and that doesn't just happen by accident, especially with the given circumstances. And I guarantee a lot of you are in the same place, wondering how to get there. You're searching for the answer, you're searching for the tip, the secret, but it doesn't exist. The certainty that you're looking for only lies within.
I need you to remember that you promised yourself greatness, that you promised yourself change, that you promised yourself the life that you've always wanted. So starting tonight, when you wake up in the morning, there can be no more excuses. There can be no more laziness. There can be no more waiting, because greatness doesn't care about your tired body. Greatness doesn't care about the tears you've shed. Greatness doesn't care about how afraid you are. Greatness doesn't care about how unfair life has been to you this year. It only cares about if you want it or not, because behind all that self-doubt, behind all that caring what other people think, behind all that second guessing, behind all those setbacks, behind all those mistakes, behind all the pain that you're gonna have to go through to get there is everything that you have ever wanted.
Eliminate the outcome. Stop being driven by rewards. Stop being driven by outcomes. Stop being driven by, if I get this, I'ma do this. Just work. And if you don't get what you thought you were gonna get, show up and still go to work. Because along the process, what's more important? What you acquire or who you become? And a lot of people think what they acquire is the thing that makes them who they are. No, it's who you become in the process of chasing what you want to acquire.
Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. We are humans. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays. In their minds, kill them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. So I'm just trying to give people that strength to go in the archives of your life and dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself.
Do you love yourself enough to do what it takes to get there? So many times we do whatever it takes to make other people happy. So many times we do whatever it takes to make sure people look at us the right way. Do you do what it takes to get yourself what you want? Imagine if you put the same effort that you put into everybody else into yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. We're not here to impress anybody. We're not here to change anybody's mind. We're here to change our lives. Get it done.
So work on yourself, become someone that you actually respect. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Do the things you say you're gonna do, because at the end of the day, you're all you've got. And if you don't like that person, nothing else really matters.
No, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up. Yeah, rock bottom is beautiful. The struggle of coming back is beautiful. That struggle. Life tests you. Sometimes life annihilates you. But eventually, if you don't quit, it'll be merciful to you.
The power of the mind.
Realizing how powerful our minds actually are.
This is yours. See yourself as high as you possibly can see yourself.
Everything comes from the imagination.
The only way really was, in order to be happy, is to create my own world.
You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it.
If you can't visualize winning, then you will not win.
And if you begin to think of yourself as the master of your own destiny.
Since I was 14, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. I woke up, this is the guy.
People say it's like 90% mental, 10% physical. I just think it's 100% mental.
If I can see it, then it must be a reality.
If you visualize before, you will be more prepared.
In order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it.
And whatever I see in my mind, I can make happen. So what I'm living in is my dream.
We live in a mental universe. All causation is mental. If you wish to change your universe, you have to change your mentality. If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
And he would say this is the greatest toy ever created. Here lies the secret of all happiness.
So your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
Clarify and define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you can see it. Be as specific and see yourself as high as you possibly can, right? That's your first job, is to see it as high as you can see it. Be delusional, to the point where your mind, right at the apex of what your mind believes is possible, maybe push past that even a little bit and define it.
And everything originates in the mind. You know, the idea is what inspires the opportunity for you to get up and pursue a business. The inspiration that you observe and you think about, you know, when you observe an athlete win, and that inspires you to endeavor and work hard and become an athlete yourself. Everything originates in the mind.
So I want you to think about a goal or something that is just wildly in your dreams, right? A place where your deepest desires can become a reality. So I want to talk to that part of your mind, with that where you believe it's possible. And the power I'm talking about, obviously, is the power of visualization.
A person is successful if they know where they are, and they know where they're going, and they're progressively moving in that direction. He said that success was the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Anyone that has a goal, and they're moving towards it, they're successful.
You become what you think about. You become what you think about. And if the only thing that you can control is your thinking, if you change what you are thinking about, you will begin to change your reality. If you change what you expect, you change what you believe, you change your dominant thoughts, you change your inner workings, you begin to attract into your life people, circumstances, events, opportunities, and everything consistent with your new thoughts. The reason people are unsuccessful is they think thoughts of unsuccess or failure.
Oh, outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life.
Both of them together, when you have the vision and you're able to manifest, then you also put the work in. Magic happens, man. Magic, that's where the magic is. We're blessed that we can dream.
Important it is to look at yourself at high regard and to believe in yourself. In order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it. And the more you believe in it, the more your world will start to change.
Remember, every dream realized started in someone's imagination. It started in their mind. And with consistent practice and faith, visualization will become your bridge between where you are now and where you desire to be. See it, feel it, and then believe in it.
How is it gonna feel when your dreams become a reality? Go there. You go there, whatever it is.
If you can get a mental image of the person you would most like to become, begin now to act as that person would act in everything you do. Gradually, imperceptibly, you will actually become that person. It goes back to what the great German poet and philosopher Goethe once said. Before you can do something, you must first be something. Before you can do what you would most like to do, you must first become the person who can do it.
And the average person, because we're programmed not to win, 99% of us are, we don't think anyone can. So when someone does, it's amazing. But it's just a program. As soon as you're born, I've said this before, you don't know about fear or what to be scared of until someone tells you what to be scared of. And a lot of what people tell you to be scared of is to actually be successful and dream and be independent and be on your own.
Most people don't focus on their mindset. Most people are focused on exterior factors. They think that everything that happens to them is by chance. And they don't realize that a lot of the things that happen to them are things that they attract. Because you attract the things that you are, and you are what you do, and you do what you think about. So it's all a cyclical loop. Most people don't understand the power of the mind. That's why they haven't tapped into the power of the mind. And the power of the mind is one very simple thing: the ability to direct your attention towards a specific given objective, and then to have the willpower to pursue it.
Discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you can completely immerse into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived.
Ask yourself, can I be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past? What do I want in my life? And take the time to answer the question. As you begin to contemplate and think about the answer to the question, you're changing your brain. When you make your brain fire in new sequences and new patterns and new combinations, that's the beginning steps of changing your mind.
Believe it. You know what I mean? Like see it all the time and believe it. See yourself as high as you possibly can. Define that. Work towards it. And the world will fill in the yes.
In that moment, if you can convince yourself that feeling is so insanely good, then you would be willing to pay the price that the man needed for your big dreams to become a reality. But if you can't sell yourself on that feeling worth experiencing, you're gonna be in this camp. But if you can, you're gonna be in this camp. By the way, this camp is not that busy. This camp is busy with a lot of different people who did not want to answer that question, and they don't want to meet those demands. So for you, how's it gonna feel?
For me, the vision became a reality, so it was only then a matter of following through with the work. But it was pleasure.
Yeah.
See, that is the great thing. When you go to work and you know exactly why you're working, then it becomes fun.
The best piece of advice that I ever received is that you are what you think about. Everything that you think about, you become. You become what you think about. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny. So everything begins in the mind. If you can control and wield your mind, you can very much determine your destiny.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now. Empty the cup.
Not a lot of people know what it feels like, do they? Be angry in your bones.
Those who want to lead the orchestra must be willing to turn their back on the crowd.
I think if you want to be the best at anything, you have to make it your life.
Two types of champions for me. Like there are champions who prepare themselves to win, and there are the other ones who prepare themselves to dominate.
Act now before tomorrow becomes a memory of what could have been.
Genius adores isolation.
So when you go home at night and you're by yourself and the noise is gone and the cheers are over and the fun and whatever hell you did that day is over, you go home alone. So if you can't fix what's inside your soul, what's inside your heart, what's inside your mind, you will forever be doomed to live that life of a person who doesn't want to be the great person that they were made to be.
You're stronger than me, you're faster than me. You can lift more weights than me though. What makes me a champion, you not? Something gotta be it. I believe it's that passport, it's crazy land, it's that mental, it's that thing like I'm willing to do something, it's a mentality thing.
If you want to maximize everything that you have with your career and your ability, then squeeze the f out of that lemon.
Before you get in that race to chase greatness, and this is extremely important,
You have to deal with what's chasing you.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life.
Time is so precious and it's fleeting. Man, it's turning into hours and hours, turning into days and days, turning into months. And that's it. And so whatever it is that you want to do, you don't have time. Take advantage of every second. Don't allow yourself to get to a point where you're looking back at your life and saying, I wish I would have done this and I wish I would have done that. Don't get there.
Whatever you do, bro, don't give up. I know shit may feel like it's hitting the fan right now and nothing is going your way, but don't you dare give up on the dreams that you know you're meant to have. Your story could be somebody's blueprint. Just don't give up. Simple as that, bro. Just do not give up. One foot in front of the other. Keep pushing every single day. Take the risk or lose the chance.
Life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. And it takes great courage to step across that line. The easiest thing in this world of ours is to stay comfortable. We are looking for people in this, society who step out of that and face challenge.
You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more resources. You need more resourcefulness. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. You don't need more luck. You need more strategy. You don't need more support. You need more belief.
The things you want to do, go do them. You win, you lose, you succeed, you fail, at least you made the effort. You should play the damn game. Play it. Play it with everything you got.
Deep down inside, you're a little bit scared. You don't know if this is going to become a reality or not. And that scares you. So what's the best alternative? Don't give your best. Why don't I give my best? Because if I don't give my best, I can always hide behind the statement of, if I gave my best, I could beat everybody. And you know it's not the truth. So you watching this, you got one of two choices, if you've said this before. If you really did give your best, and you became the best at what you wanted to do, is it worth it? Does everybody in your family benefit from it? So why not go find out? Because if you don't, maybe secretly you are so scared, you're just trying to conceal it by giving that statement of, if I really wanted to, I'd be the best, because it's such a warm, fuzzy place to hide. So now, answer that question for yourself. If you really wanted to, and you gave your best in what you're currently doing, where would you be a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now?
A lot of us out here are pushing real hard, but we're afraid to go to that dark side. In your mind, when you push real hard, you have this door in your mind. And a lot of us don't want to open that door. Once you open that door, you're in a tunnel. It's a dark-ass tunnel, and you can't see it. But there's one thing about being in dark places. If you have the courage to stay in there long enough, your eyes will start to adjust to the darkness. Your body and mind will always adjust to more suffering, to more pain. And you want to push harder, know this. Your mind quits way before your body does. So you have to be willing to go way into that darkness and find more of yourself.
I would say that not only do you want to stop being scared and do that thing that you don't know if you can do or not, but you know what you got to do is you got to start taking the steps now. Because when you're 18 years old, your life seems like it's gonna last forever. And I will tell you right now, it's not gonna last forever. And those years go by like a summer's day. And the next thing you know, you look up and you're 36 years old, or you're 44 years old. And that time's gone. You cannot get it back. You cannot get time back. So those dreams that you have, those goals that you have, don't put them off another second.
It was to remind you that you were born to do something great with your life, to tap into something in you that's been there all the time, and you tap into it sometimes, but that somehow you decide today, I'm gonna walk a little different, I'm gonna talk a little different, I'm gonna feel it, I'm gonna live my life, I'm not gonna wait around, I'm gonna outwork everybody, I'm gonna do one more. If right now is the final chapter of the story of the book of your life, are you satisfied with all the chapters where you're like, no, wait, hold on, don't take me yet. I'm gonna write it. I'm about to write the chapter. Which would it be? And if the decision is, man, I would like to write another chapter. I would like to get to it. Here's the good news. You get to. I don't know how long you get, but I'll say you get to. You get to write another chapter. And what I believe is that if you put your head down, if you get focused, if you stop worrying about what everybody thinks, if you start pursuing that person you were capable of, if you start competing, if you start doing it out of love, you start honoring your family or the people you care about, with the efforts you make every single day, you will find the emotion we're all looking for in our life, which has been there all the time.
You can hope, you can wish, you can dream, you can say you're gonna, but the reality is, until you start stacking wins day by day by day by day, nothing's going to happen. The game is played one day at a time. And if you have the capacity to wake up today, go through the entire day, do everything you're supposed to do, be smart enough to figure out what the actions of a winner look like, and execute on those for one day, that means you could do it again the next day. And that means you could do it again the next day. You have exactly what's required to win at the highest level you could ever possibly win at. It's about stacking wins in a cumulative fashion over the course of time, and when you do that, winning is undeniable.
You go visit the darkness that you've been running from, you'll have the opportunity to lead a better person. You'll have a better understanding of yourself. You'll have a better understanding of your purpose. But if you don't take that trip and the darkness comes visit you, it's a guest that will never leave.
They're not gonna understand you, bro. They're not gonna understand why you skip parties. They're not gonna understand why you stop drinking. They're not gonna understand why you stay home to work on a Saturday night instead of hit the club. They're gonna ask questions. They're gonna make comments. They're gonna make fun of you. They're gonna make you feel like you're the problem. And that's okay. Because one day it's going to become very obvious why you did it. You see something that they don't. You see a reality that they don't think is possible. You're trying to achieve something that they think is reserved for the lucky few. And when you do achieve it, they're gonna feel very stupid because they're gonna wish that they had spent their years chasing a goal instead of chasing a high.
Obsession beats talent every single time. I've never seen it in my life where even an extremely talented person beats the most obsessed individual who looks at their goals and decides to go after them with everything that they have. So the question is, are you obsessed?
Winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make an arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? You go after it, and you give it all you had. If you lose, at least you tried. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear. The reason why? Behind every fear is a person you want to be. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you're like, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, I'm like, God, not only did I face it, I beat it back. Energy's never lost, transfer. That negative energy, that fear, is destroyed. It comes back against confidence. You're like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom. You're not running the day. The day's running you. You always be the servant, not the master, guys.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2 a day. But understand this, life is hard. There are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself, that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity.
This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You weren't born like this. You've made no progress. None. You never moved. You might even be further from your goal than you were.
Hey, bro, I need you to get back in that mode again. That mode where nothing can take you off your pit and you just putting in that work every single day. See, that version of you is different. You gotta tap back into it. Don't be out here playing with your potential because you're one of the ones, bro. You special. And you weren't meant to be a person that could have been the one. You are the one. So I need you to get back moving like it.
Covered. And you're covered in blood and sweat and dirt and filth as you rise above what you were. And as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see that in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
If you find a fear, the quickest, the easiest way you can beat it is initially, right when it comes in. If you allow it to sit, it will grow roots and start breaking you down, destroying the potential of the person you can be. Again, the champions, guys. It's not their potential, it's not their genetics. It's their perseverance to always show up, always willing to fail, because in failure, that's part of success. Success is not, a marathon of life with just ups. Success is formulated through failures, through facing your fears, through falling down and getting back up. That's what creates the champion. Success does not define us. We define our success.
You can do what you put your mind to. And if you continue to put your mind to it, the game opens up new levels. In each new level that gets opened up, you're able to adapt a different mindset and a different approach. You can stop at that level, or you can go, I want more levels. I want more freaking levels.
Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted.
You choose your damn sacrifice. Because the sacrifice is inevitable.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man.
The best day of a man's life is the day he realizes that nobody's come to save him.
And I got bad news for you. There's nobody coming. There's nobody coming to save you. There's nobody coming to help you. You are the only one that's going to be able to save you.
No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. The bottom line is, no one's coming.
Nobody's coming to save you. It's up to you.
So a lot of this isn't your fault why you do some things you do, why you feel the way you feel. But no one's coming back to save your ass. You have to go back to where this shit started, wherever that place is for everybody, and have the courage to go back there and start fixing what broke you.
The problems in your life are your own dang fault. And so the answer into fixing the problems in your life are in your own dang hands.
It's time to make a decision. It is time to decide who you're going to be. Are you going to be one of the millions and millions and millions of people that wishes and wants and dreams and thinks about who they want to be, or are you going to be the person that actually becomes it?
Your potential is determined by how much uncertainty you're willing to embrace.
Whatever position you put yourself in, you gotta work yourself out of.
If you can be honest with yourself about what you truly want,
and take responsibility for creating it, you will.
Because you have this idea, you have this dream, you have this vision that nobody else can see.
The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become.
No one's gonna come to help me. No one's gonna come to help me. It's me against me, period.
Are you going to lead with action, or are you going to lead with empty promises?
And a lot of people don't want to flip the script and say, the reason I'm not where I am in life is because of myself. That is a very difficult statement to admit to.
What is life? Are you happy with it? And if so, is this the intake and outtake of breath that makes you put a smile on your face? You haven't earned that. What have you done with your life to make it something else besides the normality of everybody else? The intake and the outtake of what you call life is nothing more than time. And unless done something with, it's forgotten about. There's no footprint of your existence left for anyone else to follow. Life is time. And a life that's remembered, where a footprint is followed behind footsteps of inspiration and motivation, is when time is met with opportunity and action. They collide to be a life of remembrance.
You don't have to be special. You just have to get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and work hard to do a little better and be a little better than you were yesterday. And one of these days, you are gonna wake up and realize that you not only changed yourself, but you are now in the middle of living the life you were once jealous of.
There was something inside me that made me the person who I am today. So my mindset always was the same, exactly the same as I have right now. I'm like, if someone did it, I also can do it. And if no one did it, I can be the first one to do it.
If you're at that point in your life where you just can't take it anymore, stand your ass up and take on life again. Because yes, you can. I'd imagine you see no end to the pain, and for that I'm terribly sorry, but the pain doesn't own you. You can feel it all you want, but you're not gonna let it paralyze you anymore. Whatever takes you to that breaking point is done. Because you don't break. You stand the hell up and get better in the face of every single bit of it.
And we want to think that it's other people, our past, our circumstances that are taking away our power from us and making it difficult to work. It's not. It's you. You're the common denominator in all of your failures. And even if external factors do play a role, focusing on blame is just going to keep you stagnant. It doesn't matter what was going on around you. What are you going to do now?
I think people struggle a lot with the concept that something can be both painful and empowering. It's this hurts, therefore it's bad. When taking full accountability for life with all of the deficiencies that you have may be the most painful thing that you do when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is my fault. But in saying, this is my fault, those are also the first two steps of progress, because it's my fault, not anyone else's, which means it's my responsibility and my action that can change that.
If I could instill one piece of advice into all human beings, it would simply be to believe in yourself beyond, without a doubt. Believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.
Stop wasting your gift. Every single day that you have the opportunity to get better and work on your goals and become the person you want to be is a gift. It is a blessing. There is going to come a day where the opportunity to achieve your goals will be gone, but that day is not today. And you have an obligation to take advantage of the opportunity that is right in front of you. The opportunity that if you keep ignoring, it might just pass you by.
I can't do that because I was born here. Or I can't do that because I have this issue. Or I can't do that because they made fun of me. And you know what's gonna happen? Nothing. You're gonna get more of the same, you're gonna get laughed at more, you're gonna be ashamed more, you're gonna be frustrated more, and you're gonna really regret at the end of your life that you put off taking responsibility for yourself and building yourself into what could be.
And the reason why some of you are not where you're supposed to be, you giving yourself an option. You giving yourself an out. You've given yourself an excuse. You've given yourself room not to do it.
Yeah, you hear what I'm saying? You better go inside. You still looking outside for the stuff that's already inside. You still looking for someone to save you when you already your superhero. You looking for some information from somebody when you already got what you need in your head. It's just time for you to get up and be the best version of you.
You must be your best version because somebody is counting on you.
And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parrot yourself, you got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true. You're just not. We're not wired that way. You weren't born that way, you weren't that way when you were growing up, and you're certainly not that way as an adult. And there's a tremendous amount of liberation that comes when you accept the fact that you're always going to need to give yourself a push.
The version of you that got here is expired. It was built to survive the last chapter, not lead the next one. You want a new level? Then build a new identity. New standards, new discipline, new mindset. You don't get to keep your old habits and expect upgraded results. That's not how this works. Figure out who the next version of you is and start becoming them now. Because the truth is, you either evolve or you stay stuck. And stuck doesn't serve you anymore.
Well, I think the deck is stacked against everyone to some degree because life is very difficult and we all die. It's like, well, what's the alternative? You take responsibility for that and try to struggle uphill because the alternative makes everything worse.
You are not ready. I know. Like everyone else, you want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
The most beautiful things in the authentic road and building what's for you and who you are and why you're here on this earth takes time. And that means you have to become okay with the empty space inside that you really want to fill with urgency. Because really it's not empty, it's just in its infancy. What is for you is in its infancy, it's not empty.
Guess what? You're going to a new level. New levels, new devils. I just want you to know that it's worth it. When you climb to a new level in your life, you do face new devils, new challenges, even shocking setbacks that take place or people that let you down as you climb. That's okay, as long as you know they're coming. I want you to know that fighting off those new devils is worth it, and you become stronger every single time you do it. Most of the learning in life comes from experience. People say, well, do you learn more when you win or when you lose, from failures or successes? I learned a lot from both. And you know why? They're unique experiences. Let me tell you where I've never learned anything. Treading water, doing nothing. There's nothing worse than taking another journey around this earth exactly the same way. Exactly the same experiences. Life doesn't give us what we would like, what we wish for. It doesn't even always give us what we dream for. It'll give us what we're willing to fight for. And these devils are coming, and I'm not gonna let that person derail my dream, my vision, my life, or me getting to know who I'm fully capable of being.
What's it gonna take for something within you to change? There comes a time when you need to stop scrolling on Instagram for the answers and just go turn yourself into a better person. You know, someone out there wants it really bad, and all the work they're putting in right now hasn't paid off at all. But they are winning. They're more inspired by the pain of their own run than they are by watching someone else's on social media. They're not concerned with generating the perfect excuse because they're too busy generating the evidence that they are the person they claim to be. That somebody will be something undeniable. And I hope that somebody is you.
Well, I know I'm ready.
You won't. It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
We knew that this was not going to be an easy path. We knew that 99% of people who are trying to obtain what we're trying to obtain don't make it. And it's for this very reason. So we really shouldn't be surprised. We are right where we need to be. We are facing the difficulties that we need to be facing. All we must do is remain strong. We must maintain our faith in God. We must continue to make an honest effort. We must continue to put our best foot forward. We do not need to win this war today. We do not need to build Rome by tomorrow. We must strengthen our own kingdom within, strengthen our energy, become closer to our origin, and there will be no external force that could ever contend with us.
Life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. You must look into that storm and shout as you did in Rome. Do your worst, for I will do mine. Then the fates will know you as we know you, a man.
Darkness is a powerful ally if you know how to befriend it. You will not break the rock tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, or perhaps ever.
You said to break the rock.
I said to try to break the rock. But evil is as eternal as this rock. Even if you break the rock, there will be pebbles. Break the pebbles, there will be sand. And evil remains. You cannot change that, no matter how much you train. Accept what you cannot change. It is not your burden to bear. Life is meant to be lived with others. It is too hard to do it alone.
Trust the pace of your process. You might feel like you're behind, like it's taking longer than it should. But who told you it has to happen now? This season is preparing you. It's asking you to slow down and let go of the things that are outside of your control. The things you're waiting for are happening in ways that you can't even see yet. So just be here. What's meant for you won't miss you, but you have to be ready when it arrives.
The reason that so many of you continue to feel miserable every single day is because you cannot come to terms with the fact that life is hard. That life is suffering. The reason life never meets your expectations is because you have the wrong expectations. You expect it to be comfortable, you expect it to be easy. It's going to be like that 5% of the time, but 95% of the time, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's a struggle. So long as you continue to sit around waiting for life to be sunshine and rainbows, waiting for it to be easy, waiting to catch a break, you're going to be miserable. What you should do instead is accept the challenges of life and take them head on. Decide once and for all that yes, life is hard, but I'm going to be harder.
Well, the truth is, sometimes I do get a little scared, When I'm in that ring and I'm really getting hit on, and my arms hurt so much I can't even lift them. And I think, God, I wish this guy would hit me on the chin so I don't feel nothing anymore. Then there's another side that comes out that isn't so scary. It's another side that, wants to take more. It wants to go that one more round. Because by going to one more round, when you don't think you can, this makes all the difference in your life. You know, Eric?
Let's cut the fluff. Most of you watching this are asleep. You think you're awake because you're busy. You go through the motions, check the boxes, and convince yourself that someday you'll have the life you want. But let me tell you something. You're lying to yourself. The truth is brutal, but here it is. You're not losing because of a lack of talent, intelligence, or luck. You're losing because you're soft. Because every single day, you choose comfort over discipline. Right now, someone out there is grinding harder than you. They're doing the work you avoid. They're building the skills you ignore. They're turning the dreams you only talk about into reality. And while you're making excuses, they're making progress. This world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your potential. It cares about what you do. If you're not willing to outwork the man who lives to work, don't expect to win. This isn't just a wake-up call, it's a challenge. Do you have the guts to face yourself and admit that you're not doing enough? Because until you do, nothing will change. Here's the first hard truth. You are where you deserve to be. If you're broke, struggling, or stuck, it's because of the choices you've made. I know that stings, but until you take responsibility, you'll stay exactly where you are. The second truth, there's no such thing as good enough. The moment you settle, you lose. The moment you say, this is fine, someone hungrier, tougher, and more focused will take what you left on the table. And here's the third truth. No one is coming to save you. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing, or someone to open a door for you. The only person who can change your life is you. You want to succeed? Then stop complaining about how hard it is. Life's hard for everyone. What separates the winners from the losers is how they respond. Winners take the pain and turn it into power. Losers let it break them. So ask yourself, are you fighting for your future, or are you just surviving? Because if you're not fighting, you're already losing. Let's talk about why most people fail. It's not because they lack talent. It's not even because they're lazy. It's because they can't handle the truth about themselves. Most people spend their lives running from failure, from discomfort, and most importantly, from responsibility. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, or other people. They hide behind distractions like Netflix, social media, or endless planning instead of doing. But here's what you need to understand. Everything you want is on the other side of pain. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Success doesn't come from wishing for it. It comes from sacrificing for it. Think about this. Every time you hit snooze, skip a workout, or procrastinate, you're building a habit. And that habit is teaching your brain that it's okay to quit. The more you quit, the easier it gets. And before you know it, quitting becomes your default setting. You want to know why you're failing? Look at your habits. Look at how you spend your time. Look at the excuses you make. That's where failure starts. But here's the good news. If failure is a choice, so is success. You can flip the script anytime you want, but it starts with owning your actions. No one else can do that for you. Let me make this simple. Winning is a game of consistency, not perfection. Stop waiting to feel ready, inspired, or motivated. Those feelings are fleeting. What lasts is discipline. Here's the formula. 1. Commit. Decide right now that you're done with excuses. Burn the bridges to your old habits and make a plan that scares you. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. 2. Simplify. Cut the nonsense from your life. If it doesn't move you closer to your goals, it's a distraction. 3. Outwork everyone. Don't just show up. Show up early. Stay late. Put in the hours that others won't. Success doesn't care how you feel. It only cares about what you produce. 4. Fail forward. Stop being afraid of mistakes. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. You don't need luck. You don't need talent. What you need is grit, the willingness to do the work, day after day, when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, and when nothing seems to be working. That's how you win. Listen to me. The life you want is not waiting for you. It's not sitting there, ready to fall into your lap. You have to go out and take it. But here's the thing. Most people don't realize. Time is running out. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Every day you put off the work is a day someone else pulls ahead. Stop pretending you have all the time in the world. You don't. The clock is ticking, and the only question is, are you going to take action, or are you going to let it slip away? This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now.
If life is beating you down and it's hurting you, and your internal dialogue is, man, I'm struggling, if you're failing, if you're falling out in life, if your mind is telling you, hey, we're in the fight, we're not going anywhere, you can't hurt me. No matter what you do to me, no matter what you bring on me, no matter how bad life is, I'm gonna be right here standing right in the middle of the ring, and the ring is the ring of life.
Comparison is the death of joy. And not only does it kill your joy, it kills your motivation, it kills your energy or your desire to move forward, it makes you more insecure. The only person you have to be better than is who you were yesterday. Man, whatever you're doing, do as unto the Lord. Like every day I'm trying to be better.
I think a bad day for the ego is a great day for the soul. And one thing I've realized is we become victims when we recite our excuses, and we recite them so many times we actually believe they are true. And I think you can cling to your excuses, or you can go out there and have an impact and live a fulfilling life and be highly creative and enjoy the magic life, but you don't get to do both.
We are pattern learning machines. And if you feel stuck or broken, I guarantee you, while you feel that way, you're not. You have a pattern of behavior or a pattern of thinking that is broken. And we need to be disrupted because we love our patterns. And so wherever it is in your life that something is broken, there is a pattern that you don't see yet that is making you continue to stay in a broken situation.
Is he said those who love peace need to learn to organize themselves as well as those who love war, right? Those who love peace need to learn to organize themselves as well as those who love war, i.e. people who are trying to build destruction in the world and distractions in the world are highly organized, highly focused, highly data-oriented, highly strategic, highly process-driven. And so we have to be the same. And so for me, my plea to all of you and to myself is whatever we're gonna do, let's get really strategic about it. Let's bring sincerity and strategy together. Let's bring data and dynamism together. Let's bring intuition and insight together, right? Let's not look beyond that and think, oh, that stuff's gonna work out because my intention's nice. Right? Your intention's not gonna run a mile, but it will help you run the marathon. But it's not gonna run that mile that you need to do right now. And so for me, intention and action, intention and attention, both of them are required. And so my recommendation is whatever your dream is, whatever you're inspired by, whatever you think is going to have a positive impact in the world, bring both to that, right? Don't settle for one or the other.
More importantly, figuring out why they're not doing the framework. And then more importantly, what are you trying to accomplish? That's the question. Because we have to accomplish happiness. That has to be the goal. And if you actually pressured yourself to be happy versus pressuring yourself to be a success, then you have a totally different conversation with yourself. Then you have a totally different conversation with yourself. And when you start doing that for yourself, not to prove it to your spouse or your siblings or your parents or the people you went to school with, then it gets really good. It gets really good when it gets really quiet. And it's super quiet for me.
Heart moves into this kind of rhythm. When you're feeling frustration, when you're feeling impatient, when you're feeling resentment, you are stepping on the gas pedal, and energy literally leaves the heart. Now, you no longer believe in your future. You can't put your heart into your future. You can't trust the outcome because there's no energy there. It's being used and consumed somewhere else, so energy is leaving the brain as well. But once energy starts to move into the heart, and it starts to beat in this rhythm, like banging a drum or dropping a pebble in water, pebble after pebble, the heart begins to create a wave of energy right to the brain. And then all of a sudden you see this wave, brain gets this rush of energy, and that change in brain wave patterns, that change, that wave is carrying information. And the person starts to get a very clear idea. They see their future very clearly.
Fear. You know, people make it this complex process. This woman's telling me that I don't understand why I don't do this, why I feel this way. I said, it's called fear. Everybody's afraid we're not enough. Everybody's afraid we're not rich enough, smart enough, young enough, quick enough, fast enough. It's human nature. But the secret is to do it anyway, building a muscle so that you take action first, automatically. Because if you don't do that, it's hard. You lose momentum. It's like, how do I get started? Where do I go? I tell people, throw a rock, whether it drops, start there. It is start the process of moving forward rather than with fear stopping.
You can't take the world further than where you visited internally. But the sun is always out. It's just get covered by the clouds, and that's us. We've just been covered. And we get covered by those clouds, and they cloud our identity, they cloud our perception. So all we're doing for ourselves and others is clearing out the clouds. And the more we do that for ourselves, the more we can do it for others, and the more we do it for others, the more we do it for ourselves.
A lot of things are against us in life. And a lot of times you may be standing alone. The only voice you may have is your own voice. So if you're not relentless in your pursuit to be the very best person you can, it's about being whoever the hell you want to be. You have to have that kind of dog in you to realize I might be out here alone in the street. I gotta be able to fight on my own.
There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way. There are a lot of people who are biting their fingers in fear that they might lose their jobs. But there are few people who have decided within themselves, I'm going to make it. Some people are waiting to be cut. Some people are moving on their own because they feel within themselves, I've got what it takes to make it.
You feel often that your own thoughts are the things that trip you up in life, that you wish that your mind were more positive. And what it means to be human is that your brain and your body want you to survive. Your brain and your body remember situations that scare the daylights out of you. Your brain and your body try to talk you out of anything that makes you feel risky. And your brain, given that it has been trained by situations in the past, and given that you allow it to worry all the time, you have a habit of doing it, if you're not careful and you're not deliberate, your brain will default to scary crap. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means that your brain is thinking something that's broken, and it's time for you to reset your mindset and pull it back.
You're not going to succeed on a large scale until you face the threshold of control. And once you face it, you'll face it again and again, but it'll become an old friend as you'll keep growing. What's the threshold of control? It's where you get to the edge where you feel like you just can't do it. Like, if I put a dot in the middle of life and I go, this is a problem, and if you have a comfort zone that says, that's within the things I know how to deal with, to land with. But if this is the circle of what you can deal with and the problem is way out here, it feels out of control, like I don't know what to do. So what we have to do is we have to learn to take where our comfort zone is and expand it. And the only way that happens, quite frankly, in most cases, is you face a real challenge.
You know, what's going on in the material world is totally, not the point. What matters is, do we have that vision of hope in our mind? Do we see a possible future for us to step into that will make our lives better? And as soon as you take away that vision, we don't know what to do with ourselves. And we despair, essentially. Is how we need to constantly be constructing these dreams and these visions for ourselves, and what happens when they're taken away.
Get to visit it. Like, people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there. They're called the live autopsy.
Change things, it transforms things, to make things better. When I said responsibility, with great responsibility comes great power. The most important thing to be responsible for is how you feel. And we are sometimes, we're thermometers. We react to the weather, if we're honest, the economy, to politics. We react to how people treat us sometimes. But is there a gap between someone stimulates us and how we respond? Do we have choice? The difference between a thermometer and a thermostat, though, is a thermometer reacts to the environment. What's the thermostat do, though? Yeah, it regulates, right? It helps manage. It sets a standard or a vision or a goal, and then what happens to the environment? It raises to be able to do that. Is there a difference? And so that's where we're going back to responsibility. When we're talking about being responsible, the ability to be able to respond is how you feel about things, and also how you focus on things.
Fear is adaptive. You run from the unknown, run from challenges. So if you're living in survival, there's better chances of surviving. And if you run from the unknown, and by the way, when you're living in survival at the infinite potentials in the quantum field, you'll select the worst case scenario in your mind, and you'll begin to emotionally prepare yourself for the worst case scenario because you have better chances of surviving.
If you are fascinated, then that's an area where you're going to ask yourself one very simple question. Do I want to become the best in the world at that thing? The most important thing that passion will do for you, which is it's going to pull you through boredom, it's going to pull you through the hard times, and that's why it's really got to be something that you just are prepared to become great at. Because when you're prepared to become great, there's just these insane moments of boredom, repetition, and all of that. And if you have this burgeoning passion coming out of that, that's what's going to give you the energy to get through it.
Most people are waiting for their life to change, feel abundant, feel whole. That's the old model of cause and effect. If you're living with emptiness, you're living with lack, you're living with pain, most people have been conditioned that something out there has to take away this emptiness or feeling inside of them. If you were able to become familiar with gratitude, become familiar with wholeness, become familiar with abundance, to become familiar with freedom, and you're able to generate those chemicals every single day, more than likely you would be walking around feeling like your future has already happened, and you would no longer be looking for it to happen.
A decision is the first step.
I think one of the biggest ways that all of us can hold ourselves back is listening to that nasty little lie inside our head that says, I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough experience. I don't have enough credentials. Who am I to do X, Y, or Z? And then we just delay. And before you know it, months, if not years, have gone by and we haven't made any real progress.
Well, the first thing I would say is, well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. It's like the first thing you want to do is dispense with the idea that you get to have any permanent security outside of your ability to contend and adapt. You're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. Clock is ticking. If you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
Resolve means it's done. It's like, it doesn't even if you took action, it's done inside you, so it's done out there. There's no question whatsoever. Then once you decide, the only way the commitment and the energy and the momentum continues is if you take immediate, massive what, my friends? Massive what? Massive action is the cure-all. Massive action is the cure-all. If you're having a difficult time with something, your relationship isn't where you want it to be, your finances are not where you want to be, your body's not where you want to be, your business is not where you want to be, you need to take massive action. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action and you will find the way because it will give you momentum.
The hard thing is taking the first step. Everything else is just persistence. And I've always loved that quote because it's so true. It doesn't mean that you're going to get it right. It doesn't mean that just because you start, you're going to win. In fact, most likely, the first thing you do, you're going to fail. Think about all the times that you guys tried something and it failed. And the question is, what did you do then? If you learned from it, doubled down, figured it out, focused only on the truth, then you'll move forward. You move forward because you believe you can learn. And that's that thing, hiding in that. And this is the thing, when people ask me, hey, my mom or my wife, my husband, whatever, they don't have that belief system. How do I get them there? The answer is you don't, until they are convinced that they can learn anything that they put their mind to, that their energies double down into that area of gaining skills will actually pay off with a real world ability to do something new. They're not going to have it.
I don't remember now. I'm not talking about what makes you happy. It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. A goal, we develop a vision and work towards it, and things inevitably get better for people. It's not a luxury, it's difficult. It's a moral responsibility, and it isn't happiness. It's not, the pursuit isn't for happiness.
Life is the most brutal endurance sport of all time, and that's what we have to love about it. We have to flip it on its head and love the fact that life continues to attack us. There are no timeouts. You have to figure stuff out on the fly. You have to be that person who's always prepared. But the solitude right now that all of us are dealing with is what we don't want to deal with. It's the fact that we have to think about all these things that we don't like about ourselves. We like to use life as a big escape. That escape is not there anymore. All these distractions that we use, they're no longer there. This is the time out now for you to stop avoiding things. Get that pen and paper out. Look inside yourself. Stop looking at me or other people out here to be the hero of your story. This is time for you right now in all that solitude to get to know who you are as a person. Be alone with yourself, knowing one thing in life. We are all very fragile in this world. We have to know that when we die with some meaning and some purpose in this world.
Is to generate a vision of, it's not a plan or a strategy, it's a philosophical vision. Justifies your life in some way that you deeply believe has to be that. And it can't be trivial, because otherwise procrastination and instant gratification are going to rule you. So the first question you might ask yourself is, well, what would you need to gain? And you have to have a real dialogue with yourself to understand this. You have to take yourself warts and all. Your useless, procrastinating, instant gratification seeking self, and you have to sit down and say, all right, you know, you're talking to your inner badly behaved 6-year-old. It's like, okay, what is it that you would have to have in order to commit to something in the long run? What kind of vision of the future would justify sacrifices for you? Here's the question. You're taking care of yourself like you're someone you care about. You can design a future that would be good for you if you were taking care of yourself. Write for 20 minutes. You can have what you want. It's 3 years down the road. You can have whatever you want. You have to aim for it and work for it. And you have to specify it. What is it? What do you want? What would make your life worthwhile? What would be good enough so that instant gratification would be an obstacle instead of a means for proceeding?
If you make a decision in a state without momentum, if you make a decision from a place where there's no passion, you are not going to get momentum. It'll kill momentum. It's decide, commit, and resolve. Some of you, in the past, you've gotten momentum, you've gotten passionate, you've even made a decision, but a decision is the first step. Decision is like a war. I gotta do this or that. All right, I'm gonna make myself do this. But commitment is when you now, after you've decided, you commit to do this for the long term. Whether it's hard or easy, doesn't matter. You're doing this.
The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. So I slowly started changing that internal dialogue in my head. And that was where the power came from. The power came from, no one's helping me, no one's coming back to save me, no one's coming back to pull me to the finish line. This is on you. So I saw a lot of power in the fact that if I change this around, I did this. I changed this around.
Secret to success, there's a system to success. And no matter what organization you become a part of, the system works if you work it. If you don't work it, it won't work. But it works if you work it. And that's one 4-letter word that most people don't like. They're not willing to work. Go in there hoping it doesn't happen. Why? Because they don't want to do the work. It's an aversion to most people's spirit.
Is that, we are more than what we're demonstrating, that we've been sold this lie, that people are taught through school, and the truth is everyone can do this too, and so much more. Apply towards creativity and focus and flow and problem solving and thinking and really to overcoming the biggest challenges of their life and maybe even the world. The challenge is we were taught a lie. We were taught a lie that somehow our intelligence, our potential, our learning, our memory somehow is fixed, or creativity is fixed, or thinking is fixed like our shoe size. This is about transcending. This is about ending the trance that we're not good enough, that we're not smart enough, that we're not this genius, and telling the truth. And the truth is we're faster and we're smarter than we think. And not just to be able to memorize things, but be able to really solve significant challenges. And maybe that these challenges that we're going through are the lessons that we need to learn the most. And then some people who learn those lessons feel compelled to be able to share that voice with other people. So it's not just one candle, we just can set things ablaze.
You gotta rise up. You gotta make your dreams a reality and live a damn masterpiece. You know this. Now, here's the thing. Couple things. You gotta make a decision. Listen to me. You gotta make a decision. What's the decision? What's the thing you came here for? Now we're at the moment. The clock is ticking. People say all the time, hey, life is short. Let me tell you something. Life can be long. You bury your dreams, you quit this, life gets long. See, time's relative. 2 minutes of you being with your sweetie, doing whatever you like to do with them, that can go by quick, right? What about the last 2 minutes on a treadmill? Does that not seem like it goes by for like 4 hours, right? So if you're enjoying it, it's short. If it's painful, it's long. Life can be long.
That's when you screw up your intrinsic motivation. What half, right? When you're not living with passion, purpose, regular access to flow, all of the things that this is the art of Aristotle are about, the tools that I put breaking down. When you use them right, the result is Superman. When you use them wrong, or don't use them at all, if you're not using the organism the way the organism is designed to be used, the result is anxiety and depression. And we're in the middle of the largest anxiety and depression kind of epidemic in the history of the world. So it strikes me that there's a correlation here.
Thought that I love, which says, you know who you are when no one's watching. Like what you do when no one's watching, that's who you are. You know when you're alone what you choose. And I think that really helps you overcome your ego, because when we reflect on ourselves when no one's around, that's when we're truly uncovering who we are. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but I do know where public school came from. And public school was invented by factory owners who didn't have enough compliant factory workers. Do what you're told, go to the placement office, you'll get a job for 50 years, you'll be able to go home and watch TV, buy enough stuff, you'll need a storage unit, and then you'll die. And the mistake, the problem, is that people are still seduced into thinking that what they're supposed to do is fit in more. And social media has made it worse, because there's this whole pack mentality of how do I fit in more, with small bursts of, here's one quick tip for a flat stomach and 3 different ways to get rich, and you can learn to flip houses today and be a millionaire tomorrow. None of which work, right? But the combination of those two mean that people are starting to feel broken and bitter because the promise isn't being kept.
So first of all, the screens themselves affect the brain, the developing brain. So the more times a kid spends watching screens, the more it depletes their dopamine receptors. And dopamine receptors are the ones that get implicated in addiction later on. The incentive motivation circuitry of the brain. Number one, the child develops an attachment relationship with the machine. So what we say about the digital media is, it's a good thing, but so is sex, and so is alcohol. But we don't give 2-year-olds alcohol, and we don't introduce 5-year-olds to sexual practices. Why? Because they're not ready to handle it. So you give digital media to kids when they're old enough to handle it. When are they old enough to handle it? When they no longer rely on it to meet their emotional needs, but they use it for the function for which it was developed, which is information and communication. Those are legitimate goals. But when kids are immature and their attachment needs have not been met yet, they can use the digital media to meet their attachment needs, which displaces real human attachments. So what happens on Facebook? Kids have friends. What happens on Facebook? Kids like each other. These are attachment dynamics, except the friends are not real friends. Because a real friend is somebody who really knows you intimately and accepts you and supports you and wants the best for you. These Facebook friendships are highly conditional, as shown by the fact that when people displease each other, they defriend each other. And the likes are not real likes, because what is being presented on digital media is a simulacrum of the real self. It's a self-chosen particle of who I really am. That's what shows up on Facebook. And so people like a part of me. But how does that satisfy my need to be accepted and respected and loved for who I really am? It actually undermines it. So the digital media is the very opposite of genuine human contact. Now, can it be used that way? Sure. If you got 2 young kids now, and if you got parents who live in the United States, and those kids want to connect with their grandparents, what a great device Skype is or Zoom is, where now they can connect. It's not just a letter. Anyway, that's a great way to connect.
But who needs to be in charge of that? In other words, the digital media can be introduced to a child's life when the parents can stay in control of it. When the media takes over and the child has got this addictive relationship, the child is not ready for it. So we say, don't introduce it too early, number one, and number two, stay on top of it and you'll be in charge.
Real teaching happens through personal contact, through engagement, through inviting and eliciting the kid's curiosity, through appealing to the child's increasingly sophisticated mind to hold complex ideas, contradictory ideas sometimes at the same time. Those depend on maturation, and our maturation depends on relationship with human beings.
We know that screen time decreases happiness, decreases life satisfaction, and decreases self-esteem. We know that it enhances anxiety and depression. The Royal Society of Public Health published a study in June this year, June 2018, which found out that 63% of all Instagram users are unhappy. We know that anxiety and depression among the young increased by 70% over the last 30 years. And we know that since 2010, teen suicide climbed by 31%. So teen suicide is rampant. And today, it is the first time in human history that the leading cause of death among teens up to the age of 24 is suicide, not any disease or not even accidents. And this is intimately connected to social media. I mentioned before that social media is a conditioning tool, not an addictive tool, but a conditioning tool, and that it uses a relative positioning. But what are the emotions that are attached to relative positioning? Well, the first one is envy. Social media are constructed around envy, pathological envy. They are purveyors of pathological envy and amplifiers of pathological envy. And they quantify via various ranking algorithms, they quantify envy with likes, with retweets, so they quantify envy, and then they leverage envy to motivate you. In other words, they use envy to cause you to adopt some course of action. People confuse jealousy with envy, and here's the difference. Jealousy, these platforms encourage repeat use, repeat compulsive use. And now we know from psychology that only these kind of emotions, aggression, envy, hatred, only these kind of emotions encourage repeated use and repeated. So there is no way that they have designed these platforms without being aware that they must leverage these emotions to create addiction.
1 in 3 Americans are now officially obese. And until we create a world where, and hopefully the millennial generation will figure this out, we create a world where companies are all humanity plus, the fact is a large number of companies exist straight up as an algorithm for generating profit. And these algorithms, I'm not saying these guys behind them are bad or wrong, I'm just saying the algorithm of the company is to generate profit at all cost. And these might be counter to where we want to take the human species.
That we humans normally go through life kind of not accepting things. We want things to be different from the way they are. We want to have a better wife or husband. We want our children to be better. We don't like the political system. We want this sort of utopia to suddenly come about. We want people to be different. We want this, we want that. And to Nietzsche, that meant you are anti-life. You are against life because life isn't like that. Life is a series of facts. Life is what it is. We've evolved a certain way. Your reality is a certain way. It is what it is. And by guessing, you hate life. You want to love life. You want to love fate. And what fate means, things happen to you you can't control. You didn't control who your parents are. You didn't control what city you were born into, what school you went into. You didn't control whether you were born rich or poor, right? There's much you can't control, that's fate. Accept it for what it is. Stop whining. Stop going, I want something else. Embrace your world, your life. Our fear of death is probably the greatest influence on our behavior throughout history. We're the only animal that's conscious of our mortality. And it's caused an incredible reaction. We're avoidant, we're anxious, we invent an afterlife, a heaven where we'll all go, right? Or today, we never see death. We never see people die in hospitals.
We never see the animals that we eat being killed. We have no confrontation with death personally in our life, completely disconnected from it. It makes us anxious and fearful, and that controls everything about our behavior. We become anxious and fearful about everything. So the ability to accept death and look it square in the eye and accept this is your reality, that you're not going to live forever, is very liberating. So amor fati is a step from turning your back, face this way, going, here's life, and oh, I hate it, I don't want it, to turning around and facing it, going, I accept it, I love it, I embrace it. And it has a very powerful effect.
Nobody is going to save you. Nobody is going to make it easy for you. Nobody can live your life for you, endure your pain for you, choose your struggles for you. Nobody can experience the growth that comes from loss for you. Nobody can build your confidence through 1,000 tiny failures for you. Nobody can lie awake crying about some inconsolable loss that hurts so much it creates a bottomless pit of emptiness for you. Nobody can learn the lessons for you, rebuild the pieces for you, gain the strength for you, find the confidence for you, earn the rewards for you. Nobody can write your story for you. Nobody can tell you what it all meant. Nobody can make the impossible choices and live with the eternal consequences and suffer through indecision, doubt, and regret for you. You get to do that. You have the honor and privilege to suffer and overcome that suffering, only to suffer and overcome again and again and again. This is called being alive. It's called being human. And no, nobody else can do that for you either.
But we have to start taking responsibility for ourselves.
The heaviest things in life aren't iron and gold, but unmade decisions. The reason you are stressed is that you have decisions to make and you're not making them.
In order for things to change, you've got to be willing to get up and do something. You don't have to be perfect, but you've got to make a move.
Excitement comes from achievement, fulfillment comes from the journey that got you there. The people, the moments, the work, sacrifice, dedication, the commitment, the hard times, the great times, all that it encompasses. That's the fulfillment, the journey.
What's the one change you know you need to make that if you made that one change about you, you know that there would be a ripple effect that would stack and completely alter the direction of your life? So what's the compelling reason for you? The one decision is the catalyst for change, but we're not done yet. For a change to be real, you have to condition it. You condition the change repeatedly. There has to be a practice or a habit that you didn't have before that conditions that change.
Every single good thing that happens in our lives, everything, comes at a cost. There is nothing for free. Everything comes at a cost. But at the same time, everything we struggle with has opportunity and lesson that goes with it. It's always balanced.
All you need to know to change anything is A, you're never going to feel like it. You're never going to feel ready to start that business. You're never going to feel ready to have that hard conversation. You're never going to feel like getting out of bed. You're never going to feel like it's a good idea to apply for that promotion. We're designed to stay comfortable and safe. So if you know that you're A, never going to feel like it, and B, that no one's coming, it's up to you. You're not a kid anymore. I'm dead serious about this. So many of you are waiting to be picked. By who?
The fact that it is painful is the reason that it's working. Everybody else that has to try and step out into this new life faces this same thing too. Every single person does. That's why most people don't do it. This is what hard feels like, and this is why most people don't win. So continuing to push through and almost seeing that level of discomfort as a signal, it's like a way marker that's been planted in the ground. Because if it was all just super easy, well, how are you going to get anything different to what everybody else has got if you do the same thing that everybody else does? And one of the best selectors for people not doing a thing is discomfort. So the route that has a lot of discomfort down it, usually on the other side of that, ends up with something which is valuable.
How much courage does it take to do something that you're not afraid of? Well, the answer is none. Everybody wants to have courage, but they want the fear to go away first. But that's not how it works. If there's no fear, then there is no courage. So we need to stop viewing fear as something that shouldn't be there, or a sign or omen that something's going to end badly. Fear is always showing you the exact place where you will discover great courage within yourself.
You can do anything. You can get up any hour, read any book, take any class, make any change, develop any skill, do any discipline. I mean, you can do it all. When this how and the why, or when the why starts to grow, the how gets simple.
The great word that every great artist, entrepreneur, athlete, icon lives by, and it's patience. Well, sometimes it takes 30 years of anonymity before lightning strikes. Don't do your craft for the reward. Do it for what it makes of you.
You have to nudge your brain, right? We have a conscious mind, we have an unconscious mind, we have a self-image, and your subconscious is paying attention to the words that the conscious mind is saying. And so if you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, today's going to be a bad day, you're going to have a bad day because you just programmed your subconscious mind to do that. Every day when my feet hit the floor, today is going to be a great day.
You know what you need to do. Yes, it might suck. It might be challenging and uncomfortable, and you don't want to do it. But that doesn't change the fact that is what you need to do. Stop avoiding it. Take on some responsibility and rise to the occasion. You're being tested. Prove you want it as much as you say you do.
How can you hit a target you don't even have? The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, we must have goals if we're going to do anything. Goals do a lot of things. For example, they enable you to chase the blues away. I've never known anybody who was truly depressed who had specific and long-range goals. And what goals do is they create activity. And you see, activity, as you work towards reaching them, creates the very excitement which you need in order to accomplish or reach your objectives. Logic will not change an emotion, but action will.
If you just did the thing, you know that thing, the thing you've been planning to do, the thing you're gearing up for, the thing you keep telling yourself you're going to do tomorrow, what if you just dropped what you're doing right now and then went and did it? Because let's be honest about what you're doing. You continuously kick the can down the road, then you get to whatever day you said you were going to start the thing, then you find another reason to kick the can down the road a little bit further. Because as long as you're going to do it later, you don't have to do it right now. But what if you did? Serious people, the people that actually achieve their goals, they look for the opportunities to do it right now. Not just this week, not just today, but right now. Then when we get to the day that you said that you were going to start, they're already steps ahead of you because they just decided to do it right now because they actually want to achieve their goal. You just pretend to.
You can't stop. You can't quit. You can't say, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. You're not. Trust in yourself and step forward. Put one foot in front of another.
Losing is not an option with me. Not being successful is not an option. When you make not being successful, it's not an option for you, that's when your life is going to change. So we all complacent and you cool with not being successful. I'm not cool with that.
You know, when you say you're gonna do something and you follow through and you do it, not at the end when you cross the marathon, you finish it, or your hands raised. I'm talking about right now. The small steps in between the big successes everyone sees. No one sees this.
Failure is the price of greatness. Failure is the highway to success. You've got to get in, you've got to leave no stone unturned. You've got to develop this hardiness and resilience and anti-fragility so that you are willing to make mistakes. The discomfort of growth is always so much more valued than the illusion of safety. It sounds like a lot of work. Growing sounds like a lot of work. Setting your intentions and goals sounds like a lot of work. Being an excellent person sounds like a lot of work, but what's the alternative? You get to the last hour of your last day and you look back on your life and you think about all the potential and genius you've left on the table. You think about the experiences you didn't have. Part of building is you get to know your strengths and you get to know your talents. That's the reward, not the outer win.
You think that purpose or passion just kind of happens. That's not true. The biggest thing that people don't realize is that it's something you have to be super intentional about. When you wake up every day, you have an opportunity to bring passion into your life. You have an opportunity to decide how you're going to show up with a sense of purpose today. And this lack of intentionality is the reason why you feel stuck.
Should we be ambitious? Of course we should. But not selfishly. We should be ambitious enough to think that we could change the world, turn it into something divine, and we can.
You're blessed to be in the position you're in, and even if things are tough, even if you're going through a tough season right now, you're still blessed. And I know it's a tough way to think, but you are, because there's something in that season, there's something in that struggle that you're going through right now that is going to help you later in life.
One of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not gonna be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone, and you feel like it's only you, and you're in your bubble. Just gotta remember, hold on to that fundamental quality of faith. Have faith that on the other side of your pain is something good.
I'm not good enough, smart enough. I'm not talented enough to do that. Some people are. If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I'll start in half an hour. I can't do that. I gotta start now. And after I get back from starting, I gotta start again.
Stop waiting, just start. What are you waiting for? The more you wait, the more you're in the vibration of waiting too. The vibration of waiting and the vibration of being are two very different vibrations. Because there's no future. The future, by the time the future gets here, it's this moment right now. So it's I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I'm in the vibration of waiting, I'm in the vibration of waiting. It's just you stay there. The moment the reality shifts is the moment you start being it. What you do is you don't run away, you go forward. That's the main thing, because the only thing that can make you do is drive you away from your purpose. You get right back on track and you keep moving forward and you keep trusting the process and you keep grinding, you keep searching. That's what's gonna keep you on track.
People are incapable of picking a direction and going. They observe the possibilities, they get paralyzed by all the possibilities, they refuse to move forward on all the possibilities, and then time passes them by. So it's very important that you make a decision and you go down that path. You commit to that path.
If you had to do it all over again, would you make the same choices?
What choice? We can't run from who we are. Our destiny chooses us.
Fate, destiny. These words get thrown around like they're some kind of magic, like the universe has already laid out a perfect plan for your life, and all you have to do is wait for it to unfold. But let me tell you something. That's not how it works. Destiny isn't something that's handed to you. Fate isn't some predetermined path that's just waiting for you to stumble onto it. If you think it is, you'll spend your whole life waiting, hoping, wondering why things aren't happening for you. That's not destiny, that's passivity. And there's a big difference between the two. Your destiny, your real destiny, is out there. It exists, but it's not waiting for you. It's waiting on you, waiting for you to step up, waiting for you to take the first step, waiting for you to stop hoping that life will hand you something and start creating it for yourself. Here's the truth, and it might be hard to hear. The universe doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't owe you anything. It's not going to put success, meaning, or purpose into your hands just because you want it badly enough. If you want to chase your destiny, you have to be willing to fight for it. You have to be willing to bleed for it. You have to be willing to go to war with yourself for it. And yes, I said with yourself, because that's where the real battle is. It's not the world that's stopping you. It's not the obstacles, the competition, or the circumstances. It's you. It's the voice in your head that tells you, you're not good enough. You can't do this. You're going to fail. It's the fear that keeps you small, the doubt that keeps you frozen, the excuses that keep you from taking the risks you know you need to take. But here's the thing about fate. It's not fixed. It's not rigid. It bends to those who are willing to act. It's forged by those who refuse to accept the life that's been handed to them, who refuse to settle for less than what they're capable of. Fate doesn't decide your future. You do. And let's be honest, chasing your destiny is terrifying. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. Because to chase your dreams, to go after the life you want, you have to let go of the life you already have. You have to be willing to step into the unknown, to take risks, to fail. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. That's the price of destiny. That's the cost of greatness. Most people aren't willing to pay that price. Most people look at their dreams and think, that would be nice, but they're not willing to sacrifice for it. They're not willing to risk their comfort, their security, their ego. And so they stay where they are. They settle. They let their dreams die inside of them, slowly, quietly, until they convince themselves that they never really wanted them in the first place. But not you. Not if you're still listening. Because if you're still here, there's something inside you that refuses to settle. There's something inside you that knows you're meant for more. There's something inside you that's willing to fight for it, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you stumble, no matter how much it hurts. And let me tell you, it will hurt. Chasing your destiny will break you. It will push you to your limits. It will force you to confront every fear, every insecurity, every weakness you have. But that's the point. Because destiny isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the strength you build, the resilience you forge, the person you create through the struggle. You have to understand something. The version of you that's sitting here right now, the version of you that's safe, that's scared, that's comfortable, that version of you cannot achieve your destiny. It's not capable of it. If you want to claim your fate, you have to let that version of yourself die. You have to shed the old you, the weak you, the you that's been holding yourself back. And that's hard. It's painful. Because growth is painful. Change is painful. But you know what's even more painful? Regret. Looking back on your life and realizing that you let fear win. Realizing that you had a chance to create something incredible, and you didn't take it. Realizing that you let the life you could have had slip through your fingers because you were too afraid to reach for it. Don't let that be your story. Don't let fear, doubt, or comfort keep you from chasing your dreams, because your destiny is out there. And yes, it's going to take everything you have to reach it. But isn't that the point? Isn't that what makes it worth it? Fate doesn't favor the passive. It doesn't reward the ones who sit and wait. Fate favors the bold, the ones who step into the fire, the ones who take risks, the ones who fail and rise and fail again, because they know that every failure is a step closer to their dreams. So, what are you waiting for? Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready. You'll never be ready. The stars will never align. The perfect time will never come. Your destiny isn't a gift. It's a challenge. It's a test. And the question is, are you willing to face it? Are you willing to do what it takes no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall. Because if you are, you're willing to step into the unknown, to fight for your dreams, to claim your fate, then there's nothing in this world that can stop you. Not the obstacles, not the failures, not the doubts. The only thing standing between you and your destiny is you. So stop waiting, start moving, and don't stop until the life you've dreamed of is the life you're living. Your fate is yours to claim, so claim it.
In the shadows of our grief, hearts heavy with loss and minds burdened by the weight of the world, we confront the stark reality of our existence. Pain, sorrow, and despair are unavoidable companions on this journey called life. These emotions, though often unwelcome, are intrinsic to our human experience. They remind us of the depth of our love, the significance of our connections, and the fragility of our existence. But even in our darkest hours, there is a flicker of light, a reminder that we are not alone. Each tear shed, each sigh of anguish, is a testament to our shared humanity. We are bound together by our struggles, and it is in our collective suffering that we find the strength to endure. This shared journey, while fraught with challenges, also offers us the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to find deeper meaning in our lives. Life is fragile, and its beauty is often fleeting. We are reminded of this when we lose those we love, when our dreams are shattered, and when we face the harshest trials. It is easy to feel overwhelmed, to succumb to the crushing weight of hopelessness. Yet it is precisely in these moments that we must remember the resilience of the human spirit. Our capacity to adapt, to persevere, and to find hope even in the bleakest of times is what defines us as human beings. We may stumble and we may fall, but we rise again. We carry the memories of those we have lost within us, and their spirit fuels our determination to press on. Their dreams become our dreams, their hopes our hopes. We honor them by living fully, even as we carry the ache of their absence. It is through this living, through our actions and our choices, that we keep their legacy alive. We must remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to their enduring influence on our lives. The road ahead may be long and arduous, and there will be times when we feel we cannot go on. But let us find solace in the quiet strength that resides within us. Let us draw courage from the love and support of those around us. In our grief, we discover the depths of our compassion, the breadth of our empathy, and the power of our unity. Together, we can face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and find a way to move forward. As we navigate this difficult path, let us hold on to the belief that despite the sorrow, there is still beauty to be found. In the laughter of a child, the warmth of a friend's embrace, and the gentle touch of a sunrise, we find glimpses of the hope that sustains us. These moments, though fleeting, remind us that life is still worth living, that there is still joy to be experienced, and that we are capable of finding happiness even in the midst of our pain. Life is a mosaic of joy and sorrow, each piece integral to the whole. Though we may be consumed by sadness, let us not lose sight of the moments that bring us light. Let us remember that even in the darkest night, the stars still shine. These stars, symbols of hope and guidance, remind us that there is always a way forward, always a path to follow, even when it seems hidden by the shadows of our grief. So let us move forward with a quiet determination, honoring our pain while embracing the possibility of healing. Let us live not just for ourselves, but for those who can no longer do so. In our shared journey, we will find strength, we will find purpose, and we will find a way to carry on. Each day is an opportunity to honor their memory, to live in a way that reflects their values and their dreams, and to make a positive impact on the world around us. In our pursuit of healing, let us also be kind to ourselves. Grief is not a linear process. It ebbs and flows, and it takes time. Allow yourself to feel, to mourn, and to heal at your own pace. Surround yourself with those who understand, who support you, and who can offer you comfort. Remember that it is okay to seek help, to lean on others, and to find solace in community. As we continue this journey together, let us remember that we are not defined by our losses, but by how we choose to respond to them. We have the power to transform our pain into something meaningful, to use our experiences to help others, and to create a legacy of resilience and hope. In this way, we honor the past, embrace the present, and look forward to a future filled with possibility.
If you leave things the way they are now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
You just gotta truly believe in yourself. It's hard, there's a lot of upsets, a lot of doubts. There's a lot of people telling you that it's not gonna happen. There's a lot of people telling you that it is gonna happen when they have no reason to. It's really all about how much trust you have in yourself. You gotta have a vision. You gotta have something you wanna do with this, and you gotta be willing to work for it.
Most people will doubt you at the beginning, including yourself, but that will all change if you keep putting in the work. Yes, you'll make mistakes, but there's no substitute for effort. That's something that nobody can take away from you. It's hard to count somebody out that never quits, and that's you. They don't see it yet, and you might not either, but soon you will. Stick with it until you figure it out.
Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to come save you. There'll be people that help you. There'll be people on your path that give you counsel, give you advice, but there's nobody that's going to come save you. The brilliance of life is you're going to have to figure it out on your own. You're going to have to learn the hard lessons. You're going to have your heart broken. You're going to have to lose money. You're going to have the sickness and the illness. You're going to have these experiences to really callous yourself in life and learn how to get done on your own, because there's nobody that's going to come save you.
Whatever it is that you were born to do in greatness, you can still get there, even if you end up put on pause, if your dreams look like they're interrupted. If the journey to excellence looks like it got cut off, there will always be a secondary path. And when the path opens up, you have to be willing to open up yourself to accepting it. You know what you want for your future, but you kind of want it. It means you want it, but only if it's not too difficult or if it's not an inconvenience. So the question is not, do you want it? The question is, how bad do you want it?
We gotta quit looking for the reasons we can't, and we gotta start looking for the reasons we can. Anybody can make anything work, bro. It's just, what are you willing to do? And the answer needs to be f***ing anything, because it's that hard. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get what it is you're trying to create, and that means anything.
I'll get to this point and then I'll be happy. I'll get to this point and then I'll do this. There's always like that thinking of the future as a point of rest or a point of achievement. Don't let life slip you by because you're so focused on the future. But don't obsess your whole life about that because you'll miss out on what's happening right in front of you, because at the end of the day, life is incredibly short. This is it. You only get this one life and it's going by pretty fast. You don't want to mess around. There should be a sense of urgency, I think, in your life. That's how I try to live my life, with a sense of urgency that every day is kind of precious and matters, and that you're not going to get a second chance at this.
Stop taking things so seriously. No one is getting out of this game alive, literally. In 3 generations, no one will even remember your name. And if that doesn't give you liberation to just drop your f***ing problems and find some joy, I don't know what will. Life is inherently ridiculous and guaranteed to end sooner or later. So you might as well enjoy the ride.
Master consistency. Become loyal to your path. Continue to remain focused on your destination and refuse to be distracted. Isolate your mind. Surround yourself with things that align with your vision and your vision only. Utilize every minute of your day to cover more ground, bringing you closer to success. You may be asking how to achieve this mindset, but my question to you is, why would you choose otherwise? Why would you choose to be inconsistent?
Challenging somebody today, you gifted, you talented, you got it going on, but you do not demand of yourself more than your boss demands of you. Your boss give you a check and you Johnny on the spot. Your boss give you a check, you right there on time. But when you have to be on time for yourself, when you have to do something for yourself, you fall short. I'm just telling you, if you don't do more for you, at least do what you was willing to do for them. I'm telling you, if you can't do it for yourself, find that same tenacity that you found to give them what they asked for, to give you what you asked for. You owe you. Don't nobody else owe you.
You may not have had the year you wanted so far, but maybe you're having the year that you need. Grow, learn to be alone, and find peace with your darkest thoughts. Maybe this year, although not what you wanted, is exactly what you needed to prepare you for better things to come. Remember, it's all part of the journey, so just stay the course.
You do not believe that you will be rewarded for your struggles or the discomfort that you tolerate in efforts to stay loyal to your path. But you must know that if you try your hardest at anything, you will find success. You cannot lose.
If you really want to be transformed, you have to live an intentional life. Most people don't lead their life, they accept their life. And when you accept your life, you are living on things that are not worthy of your time and effort and energy. To go uphill, you have to be intentional. Nobody ever went uphill by accident. You've never read a book on accidental achievements. You have to be intentional with what you do and who you are.
Look out there. Out there is the perfect lap. No mistakes. Every gear change, every corner. Perfect. You see it?
I think so.
Most people can't. Most people don't even know it's out there, but it is. It's there.
It's not that simple.
Why not?
No, that's the biggest lie I was ever told. It's not that simple. And it's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple anymore.
So what's the truth?
That it is. That if you just do the thing that they tell you, you can't, then it's done.
And so, while I got humbled, I also gained this thing called confidence and belief. And once you gain that, and you know where it comes from, a real place, not like my mom said, oh, I believe in you. No, my belief came from the unseen work. It came from every workout by myself, not having a best friend or a trainer or someone to wake me up. No, it was fighting average alone. And when you fight average alone, what comes out is a savage, a dog, a beast, a monster. How can you beat someone who cannot fucking quit? How can you beat someone who every time they go through a hard time, they get better and they get stronger instead of getting weaker and getting demoralized? How can you beat someone who looks back on all the tests that they've had and said, yeah, that wasn't shit, dude. Bring it the fuck on.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. A real man, when coach ain't even watching, he's studying film on his own. Cause he loves the process. You will be a champion. You will be a beast. You're gonna have to go through something. Ain't nobody gonna hand you nothing. Ain't nobody gonna hand you no championship. Ain't nobody gonna hand you no title.
If you don't commit to it, it's not gonna come into fruition. It's not just gonna happen overnight. It's not just gonna fall in your lap. You gotta commit.
You just do the work and you get there. The human mind, the human body, the human psyche is so pliable. You can literally become anyone and anything. Multiply that over time and experience, and don't quit even when it sucks.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind. This is the quickest way of making this goal become real. Number 2. Simply said, you don't like discomfort. You don't like challenges. You don't like hardship. So I describe it like you're like walking along the path and then suddenly it starts to rain, but we don't like rain. So instead of you just continue follow the path, you are starting to make your mind busy about what you don't like. Yeah? And already that means the mind starts to shift again, losing the focus of the goal.
It's a weird thing to want a permission slip for mediocrity, which is fundamentally what excuses are. You just want permission from everyone else to still get respect without the outcome because of your extenuating circumstances. And the thing is there's a ton of allure, but the only person who actually believes that is you. People might nod along, the people who love you might say, yeah, you know what, you are special stuff, like your mama might still love you, but like, you're not gonna earn anyone's respect. And I think you certainly won't earn the respect of the person that matters most, which is you. Because you'll always know that you could have done more, that you could have done better. That's the one that keeps me up. I have a saying that I tell myself a lot when I'm doing something that I don't want to do. And it's, I will do what is required. It's not about doing your best. It's about doing what's required, because what's required might be better than your best is right now. The good news is that your best can get better.
At the end of the day, it's not the trophies or the titles you're gonna answer to. It's you. Did you become someone you're proud to be? That's the real scoreboard. That's the one that matters. Because if you can't respect the person in the mirror, nothing else you build will ever feel like enough. Earn your own respect first. Everything else will fall into place.
Almost have to be insane a little bit to have such blind faith in something that you can't see.
Motivation is great. Like all of us, like some of us right now, they have it. But what makes a winner is you realize that motivation is a temporary motherfucker.
Be motivated by the fear of being average. Average is the quiet killer. When you hit snooze, when you skip a workout, when you make excuses, before you know it, you're living a life of average. Never even trying to reach your potential. physically soft, mentally weak, spiritually empty. You must not fear the discomfort. You must not fear the failure, but you must fear the average. You know what's terrifying? Waking up one day and realizing life has passed you by. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Do the work regardless of your circumstances. Never settle for good enough. Average is the enemy.
What would you do if there were no limitations? Because there are none, all right? You have to be willing to start at square one. You have to be willing to start something new. But if you're willing to do that, there are no limitations. If you're willing to decide I want to do this, and you're willing to go down the path and not quit, and you have the basic intelligence to not make the same mistake over and over and over again, there's really no limits to what you can do.
Talk is cheap, action is expensive, right? And when I hear it, like, action is always gonna cost us something, right? You could say it all day, but action has to follow it up. Like, what you willing to sacrifice? What you willing to give up, right? Because that's the action. Right? Everybody wants something, everybody aspires to get something, that's the easy part.
The doubt of 1,000 people on me is less dangerous than if I had self-doubt. The most important conversation you could ever have is that conversation that takes place between your ears, right, with yourself.